Good morning, good morning, good morning, Juice Plus. How are you all today? Well, it's Monday and it's the 10th, which is payday. So lots to be grateful for today. And the beautiful Lyndsey will be on live with me in a moment. So as you come on, what I'd love for you to do is just say hi in there. Tell me where you're watching from today. So that would be really, really cool. And if you've got a win or something since last week, I'd love for you to share and that. So take a moment just to say hi, show some love, and let's have a little look here. So I'm pretty sure Miss Lyndsey will be coming on any second here. So I can see some people on. Hi, Mickey. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Corinne. How's it going, everybody? Great to see you all coming on live here. Tuning in from Albany. I hope it is beautiful down in Albany today. I have to say, I'm in Newcastle this morning and it's gorgeous. I say this morning because this afternoon I'm heading to Sydney to go to an event down there. So yeah, just enjoying this beautiful, beautiful weather. Hello, Greg. Good morning. How are you today as well? Hope you're having an amazing day. Give that wife a kiss from me too, or fiance actually, isn't it? It's fiance now. So lots to be grateful for. And here's the beautiful Lyndsey as well. I'm going to bring her on camera as we speak. I've got my gratitude t-shirt on. You probably can't really see it because I'm really focusing on gratitude at the moment. I'm really focusing on staying really present in that whole space of being grateful for the amazing opportunities we have, the amazing life that we live, and just the blessings, so many blessings. I think this time of year reminds me even more so than any other time of year. Just come back here, there it is. So let me just see what happened there. I tried to bring on Lyndsey that time. Let's have another little try here. Okay, bring them on camera, add. Okay, adding. Looks like it might actually be working, which is really good. But as I was saying, this time especially of year, I really do focus on some gratitude. Hey,
good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What a beautiful day.
It is gorgeous. I was just commenting on how beautiful it actually is today and how blessed we are. I was saying I've got my gratitude t-shirt on. I'm being
fabulous.
Very grateful for everything that's happening. I'm just saying hello to some beautiful people here. We've got Val, I can see has come on there. Catherine's come on. Hey, Deborah, how are you, gorgeous girl? Looking good, looking good. It's awesome to see. And you're looking pretty good yourself, Ms. Virgin there, I'd like to say. Looking colourful.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Thank you. I'll just share with you my view this morning is a little bit spectacular. So feeling very grateful too, right? Feeling very, very grateful this morning too. So yeah, the colour from the sea is resulting in my clothing, I think.
Awesome. So where are you at the moment? You're off gallivanting, aren't you?
I'm at Caloundra, yes.
That's
so
it,
I'm
it was a C word. I just wasn't sure which.
Totally.
You say the wrong one.
Yeah, I hear you, sister. Totally. So yeah, so just it's a beauty, I think, Celine, very similar to the gorgeous souls, who are out there as franchisees. I'm very, very blessed to have been given the opportunity to work from my home office in Brisbane. And so wherever that is, business travels with me. And with Emma being home, we just decided we'd head north and enjoy a little bit of the sunshine that is on the Sunshine Coast. So, it's just gorgeous.
Awesome.
So
It is, it's beautiful. Well, we have people watching for, hey, Hannah, how are you, darling? Hey, Davina. Hey, Catherine. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful.
Love it.
Hey, Megan. Hey, Jessica. So we've got people that are joining us. From what I can see at the moment, I think we've got people all over the place. Love where you're coming from. It's really great to be able to get to know. And it's also great for your other, your sideline buddies to actually get to know who's hanging out where. It's amazing. On some of these calls, we've actually found that people have found friends that, people that lived around the corner that are in the business that then became friends. Did not even realize there was another franchisee in the area. So it's really awesome to be able to do that. So yeah, put in where you're coming from. Hi, Kelly, how you going? So that people can kind of connect with one another, because there's nothing nicer than actually people getting to kind of go, oh my gosh, I've got some more juicy friends.
I know.
And the other reason why I say it too is some great events have come out of these kind of collaborations as well. I know especially when I remember when we started up the calls for the sales coordinators and senior sales coordinators, we'd get on and we'd have, of course, that detailed bit of a chitter chatter. And that was really when people actually started to forge those sideline buddies, and
Yeah.
some great events, live events actually came out of that. So we're looking at, we've got Victoria, we've got Queensland covered. I know we've got ACT covered. You know, where else have we got covered at the moment, guys? Love for you to kind of put in there as to where you're hanging out. So today, what are we going to be touching on in our power action call? And this is what we're New Zealand. Oh, we've got New Zealand covered now. Go, Hannah. Whoa, awesome. Good. Christchurch, New Zealand. Good, that's good. I knew that you didn't want to miss out. That's okay. We've got the Kiwis are in the house. Woo, that's awesome.
Love that.
Which is really cool, because last week we were actually in New Zealand. We filmed our little video because we knew we were going to be flying, and that we were actually filmed in Auckland. So it's really cool. It's hard to believe it was a week ago. Anyhow, let's focus. Good focus. Whew, actually, I'm buzzing. I have to say, I am buzzing because I'm off a little while ago now, but I had a call with my coach this morning, and I always come off that call just so, I suppose, so centered, so focused, so clear. And I just love, I love when I get to, and Richard is my coach, so shout out to Richard this morning and that. But one of the things that I love, and this is why I love calls like this, but also why that's popped into my head, is that I really want to encourage you guys to get onto the calls. And over the next couple of weeks, you'll hear about some little changes that will happen to some of our calls for 2019. Again, always wanting to evolve and make sure that we are in constantly never-ending improvement and all of that, how we can better serve you. But honestly, getting onto that is like having coaches at your fingertips all of the time. You've got amazing uplines, so make sure that you're plugging into all of those calls. But the calls too then that we put on here from the home office alongside Lyndsey to be able to support you are literally like having your personal coach there the whole time. And so it's exciting. I'd really encourage you to do it. As somebody who trained as a coach, I know that the importance, how important it is to have a coach in your life, and whether that is in a group situation like we get to be able to do for you, or whether it's one-on-one, and you'll know wherever you are in your life and business as to what you feel that you actually need. So huge shout out. So big shout out to my coach today.
Yeah. And you know, Celine, it's so powerful.
Go.
I was just saying it's so powerful because the beauty of having a coach to work alongside, whether it be in a group format or one-on-one, is they help you to see your blind spots. Those things you can't see, no matter how hard you look, you cannot see them. It's somebody else being able to shine a spotlight with love and respect into those places you can't see that help you to evolve and grow. And like you as a coach, I'm a huge fan of that and plug in myself, because we can't see what we can't see, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's smart to have somebody kind of in your corner to help shine that spotlight, especially if you're passionate about growing. So yeah, love those calls. Love the group calls, that the teams provide for their, that the leaders provide for their teams, and what we do here from a head office perspective, because that's the goal. Shine a spotlight into the little nooks and crannies that you can't see, where there's little gremlins hidden, that if we can kind of bring them out into the forefront, we can help you to move forward. That's the goal in those calls. So it's super exciting.
And that's the thing, even, it's so interesting, because honestly, sometimes there's stuff there that we actually don't even realize. And then that happened to me this morning, actually. Richard just pushed a button and it went, and the emotion rose up, and I'm going, okay, when emotion rises, because often too, we're probably digressing here a little bit, but I think it's important to say, sometimes when we think when emotion rises, we think that there's actually something wrong. And it's actually it's just our body's way of being able to go, let's just take a moment to actually see what that's about. That's really what that's actually about. It's kind of, okay, all right, bang. And you know what, oftentimes we don't see it. We don't see it for ourselves. And somebody else just shines a little light, and they kind of go, tell me a little bit more about that.
More about that.
And it's just It's more that fun kind of thing, I tell you. But
Yeah.
amazing because we get to grow in those moments. That is when we get
Yeah.
to grow in those moments. That is when we get to actually step up and go, you know what, okay, this is who I know I can actually be. This is it.
Totally.
And I love that because, you know, when we're, I suppose, you know, when we're not in situations where we're actually allowing ourselves to be challenged, where we're actually allowing ourselves to be stretched. And that's the secret of the cause. This is, you know, we had a beautiful kind of recap the other day, Lyndsey, myself, and all of our beautiful franchise support team. And we were doing this, we were just looking kind of how are the calls going now? Because you will know that we have made that change. We made that change from them being putting them on and then recording them and just putting them into actually in those kind of closed groups. It's actually about being present and allowing, we're not recording them now, so whoever's on the call is getting that service at that moment, and so they can be totally vulnerable and they can be totally where they need to be, rather and not have to worry about who's going to see this later. And I think that's probably the kind of thing that we have to be, you know, so mindful of. Anyhow, I digressed completely. That was not on the book.
Love it, love it, love it.
It's all good fun. So look, over these next couple of weeks, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a little bit of time of reflection. I'm going to touch on it very briefly now, but we're really going to focus on that next week. And the only reason why I'm actually kind of going to even touch on it is that the reflection part of December, I don't know about the rest of you, but this is the part for me where I do take that time to actually kind of look back and go, you know, what worked, what didn't, where do I improve, what were my lessons, etc., and then kind of move forward. But what the other reason why I touch on it at the beginning of the month, I do most of that reflection in between that Christmas and New Year period. That's my time where I get my new diaries out, I get my new journal, and I just go to town on it and that. But I do take a moment at this time of the year, and the reason being is right now there's 21 days till the end of the year. Okay, there's 21 days left in 2018. That's it. 21 days. So if you were to think about it, okay, if you were to look back, you know, just to give it a fleeting glance, and you were to look back, what's been great so far in that 2018, okay, just from a kind of a big picture kind of thing, what's been great. But what were maybe some of the gifts that were in the lessons of this year, okay? What were some of the gifts that were in the lessons of this year that could actually serve you well in this next 21 days? I'm not talking about 2019 yet, because we're not finished in 2018. There is a lot. I know how many of you create miracles in the last couple of days of a month. Imagine what you could do in 21 days of a year. Okay, as you wrap a bow around 2018. Just imagine what you could do over these next 21 days to wrap a bow around in that. And I just take a moment, I kind of go, okay, well, what were the lessons so far out of what has worked and maybe what has not, that I could actually tweak now, not wait till actually going to go, you know, not wait for 2019, but actually go, okay, right now, if I was to think about what would be that kind of, what would really be at that point in time where I could actually implement and go forward. And Lyndsey, I know that you've got a little bit, what you want to talk about with regards to that consistency between now and then, if we were to really keep our shop open.
Yeah, totally. And I think it really is. You know, I was pondering over the weekend, as you do, Celine, you know, like you, as I come through December, I'm kind of focusing in that, you know, that week between Christmas and New Year. But as I move through, as you've shared, you know, how can I make the most out of 2018 and contribute to the highest level, achieve at the highest level? And one of the things that I was pondering on it over the weekend is that consistency. We talk a lot about consistency. And anything we do with consistency compounds. It either compounds for our benefit or it compounds to our detriment. And I think we can easily, as we move through this next 21 days, even choose one thing you notice that's compounding and has potentially compounded over the course of 2018 that you know is to your benefit, and do more of that over the next 21 days. And then think about what is it that you know that's either a pattern of thinking, a pattern of behaving, or, you know, what is something that you're either thinking or doing with consistency that you can identify that's to your detriment, that you can make the decision right now to stop it. Stop it. Whatever it is, whether it's a pattern of thinking or a pattern of doing, because we don't need to wait till 2019 to go, you know what, that wasn't so smart. Don't think I should do that in 2019. What say we just decided in this moment to do a bit of an audit on what we're doing with consistency, both that benefits and both that is to our detriment. Decide to do more of what benefits and stop one thing, just one thing now in its tracks that you already know is to your detriment, so that you can start to really make the most of this next 21 days, because their magic happens finishing strong. And we talk about this in a month, right? That when we finish strong in a month, there's momentum that builds. And, you know, I'm excited that there is this beautiful 21-day block as we move through the end of December, and the difference that it can make for you to do more of what works and less of what doesn't. In 21 days, I mean, habits are formed in 21 days. New habits are formed in 21 days. So let's leverage that in a really powerful way.
Yeah, I love it. And, you know, the gift of words that were given to me this morning from Richard, actually, he talked to me about the fact, too, that, you know, like sometimes what happens is when we kind of a chapter, and it could be a chapter in our life or a chapter in our business is finished. And we know this, guys, we know this about that we actually need to then look at what's my vision for finishing the year, a vision that actually will work and serve me. And the words kind of thing as well was, if you could just imagine this next 21 days that you chose to focus and execute with excellence. Just imagine how that feels.
Yummy.
It does.
Focus and execute with excellence. Oh, yeah, baby. Lean into that one, right?
And that was the thing. Like, I mean, it basically kind of, I don't know, it bubbled up inside of me. And, you know, being, again, completely open and transparent, there are times where I kind of came into my call, Richard, this morning, a little bit, I suppose, in a place of probably a little bit of overwhelm, because there are multiple projects going on. And I actually lost sight of what's the one thing. What's the one thing that actually impact our business more than anything else? And imagine if we were to just hone in on that and focus, you know, and execute on it. So execute what needs to happen with excellence. And that's the thing. And so if we look at what's the one thing in any of our businesses that actually will create the most dividends in this next 21 days, and just imagine if we were to take that one thing, okay, and focus and execute with excellence for the next 21 days, what would it be? Can you guess what is the one thing that actually will really drive your business more than anything else that you can possibly do, okay? And that one thing is recruiting.
Yeah.
And people might say, oh, but okay, yeah, right, who would I recruit and all the rest kind of thing. Okay, you know what? You have no idea who the next person is that's going to walk across your path. You're out at the shops today, you're down at the kindy, you're down picking up the kids from school, you're at work, you're whatever. If your ears are open to the opportunities of being able to actually building relationships, Shan, absolutely. Yeah. If your ears are open to the opportunities to build those relationships, okay, with purpose, okay, knowing that you want to serve them at the highest level. Now, when you're serving at the highest level and you've got the recruiting, I suppose, radar switched on, okay? And the thing is, too, that we can build relationships without actually any purpose at the end. And we've got to be mindful of that there needs to be a purpose. Because sometimes what can happen is, and I know that this happened to me early in my career, lots of seeds being sown, lots of relationships being built, but I never, at that time, I could really, when I looked back, what I noticed was I wasn't executing the part of the invitation. I wasn't inviting them on the journey to take a closer look. I was building lots of relationships and I wasn't inviting them to take a closer look. How many of us are doing that at the moment? Imagine if we were to execute with excellence each of our invitations so that, now remember, we're not attaching to the outcome. So if they decide yay or nay, that's totally cool. But imagine if we were to do our part of that and execute with excellence the invitation to have a closer look. Now, some of
Yeah.
you are already kind of going, and I know we've touched on this before, going, oh, yeah, but it's Christmas. Oh, it's Christmas time kind of thing. I can hear it now.
Oh,
Oh, you know, it's Christmas and whatever like that. But the reality is, guys, we've got 21 days to wrap a bow on this year. We've got 21 days not only to make our own dreams a reality, but to make other people's dreams a reality. Your invitation to somebody to look at what it is that we've got to offer from a business perspective could be the difference for how their 2019 shows up. And it's only going to come if you're courageous enough to execute with excellence. If you're
yeah.
courageous enough to give the invitation. If you're courageous enough to actually kind of, step out there and go, this is not about me, this is about them. Crystal, that's beautiful there. Our own fear stops us oftentimes. Remember that we know more than what they do, share it with everyone. I love that. I love it. And it's so true. You're an inspiration woman, by the way, Crystal. I have to speak
Yeah,
what it says to
totally.
you. Yeah.
Hats off to
And
you.
that's it's it's people how people show up in life, and actually Crystal's a perfect example of that. When you actually get to show up in life and know, what a gift we have, this life, this business, this opportunity, and actually show up with excellence over this next 21 days. What are your thoughts around that, Lyndsey?
Look, Celine, I just couldn't agree with you more in that space. I mean, I love how you describe it as wrapping a bow around it. How can we finish 2018 and wrap a bow around it? And one of the things I know for sure, having spoken now with lots of the team, is that making a difference, making an impact is something really dear to the hearts at a corporate level, and I know to the hearts in the field. And the thing about the sharing the business with others is that is the thing that makes the greatest difference. If we're talking about what is going to impact people's lives in the biggest way possible, the business opportunity is the way, it is that product, is that thing that is going to make the biggest difference. And so if you hear yourself saying, I'm all about making a difference, yet you hesitate to share the business, I question, with love and respect, is that really what you're about? Is that really what you're about? And I do so with complete love and respect, because sometimes we need to kind of take a bit of a turn the mirror inwardly and say, look, I'm talking about wanting to make a difference for people, and I really want to do this, and I want to have a huge impact. And then there's no words coming out of the mouth to invite people to check out the business. And I've done it too. Like, I can raise my hand and say, hey, had those moments, worn the t-shirt, because like you, I've been in the field. And the only thing that gets in our way of doing that is when we start thinking too much about ourselves. And those who are committed to making a difference think less about themselves and more about others. That's kind of the recipe that I notice. Those who are really passionate and live in alignment with making a difference in the lives of others are having more conversations about the business, because they know that not only is it a vehicle for supporting people to have increased health and wellness, but what it does is it gives them a vehicle for increased wealth. And that really is such a pain point for so many people moving through into this next 21 days. And so just imagine having those conversations with people and the hope that you then offer people when they have in their hands a vehicle that has the potential to completely transform their 2019, and they can move through these last 21 days with a pep in their step, a song in their heart, and start talking about that which is going to transform their lives as we move through the rest of this year and into 2019. So, when we execute with excellence, and we're in alignment with our desire to make a difference, I reckon it's a very, very cool 21 days, Celine. Just saying.
I do too. I mean, I really do, because I know, And I love what you said, actually, because I could actually feel it. Like, you know, when you do have that invitation and somebody decides that, you know what, yes, okay, wow, yes, this could be really exciting, and that there will be a completely different pep in their step,
Yeah,
you know, over these
totally.
next 21 days, because they suddenly become part of a community. You know, they become part of a community that actually raises people up, is there in the good and the bad, is there to be able to, you know, they actually get to feel that as well. I think that's, you know, that's something that's really important. And if, again, if you're not sure, if you're feeling like, okay, there's this bubble of maybe fear, and we've talked about that kind of thing as well in there, it could also be around your belief. Check in with your belief around the business. We all know that our belief around the product is rock solid. It honestly, it makes total sense. So we get that and that. But the reality is, if you were to bring in, you know, 2, 3, 4 beautiful people into your business over the next few months, this next month, say, for example, well, the reality is that they're going to be on the product. So suddenly you've impacted their lives from the product as well. And more than likely, so is their family. So you're already giving them that gift of health too. But from a business perspective, if you're kind of thinking, oh, I can talk to me about the product, but oh, how do I get that business conversation in? Then look at your belief around that and start to look at some of the many resources. I shared Richard's, and again, it's not just because Richard's my coach. I had this book, Book Your Career, when it first was released. When it was first released, I ordered box of them for my team. I was in the field at that time. The freight from the US cost more. In fact, probably 2 or 3 times more than the books did, I can tell you. But it was a gift. And the reason why I say that is I had kind of transitioned from the party plan side of our profession, okay, into the network marketing side. And there are some differences there. And so I needed to really get clear around what was the power in the network marketing model. What was that power? What was that really about? What was I, you know, talking? I know you've done some study around this too, Lyndsey, because you, like me, started in the party plan side of our beautiful profession. And so I went to school. I studied the book. My original book, actually, it's down on my bookshelf in Tassie. It's dog-eared. It's very different to this one. This one's starting to get dog-eared because this is my one at the moment. I've got post-it notes in here. I've got bookmark things in here of things where I'm going back to. And the reason why I say this resource, and Richard actually spoke about it on the, he was on the panel at GoPro on the weekend as well. And that is that it gives you a really great insight into the actual gift. So the first person that needs to be really clear about this is you. The first person that needs to know what we have in our hand is you. And that once you do that, then you have other people that you can actually share it with. So if for whatever reason, as we've been talking about this, that there's been a bubble of fear, and it's not just you're afraid of opening your mouth, but you actually kind of go, oh, I need to really work on this myself because I don't know if I fully believe in what it is that we're doing from a business perspective, then I'm going to encourage you to go back to school. Use this time to really, really study it. And I shared, I'm pretty sure it was on the weekend, actually a recording of how to do this, to really kind of, you know, to actually how to study it, how to get the most out of it. But one of the parts in there is about that whole compounding effect of what it is that we've got. And Lyndsey, I know you wanted to speak to the compounding nature of the actions that we do. And, you know, again, we've got 21 days. What might that look like for them?
Yeah. So, you know, over this 21 days, it is about doing that which is going to support that process of your business growing. And so making sure that you're reaching out to people and having conversations, but understanding that it's not about individuals bringing on team members. It's about the support of a system that brings on team members. And here is a really big difference between Party Plan and network marketing. And what I really love is that it's a systemized approach to bringing people on. So even the very newest person within Juice Plus can support others to come in and be successful, because it's not, their success isn't determined by you. we have some amazing resources that are available. So it's about supporting them to plug into the resources. And so for you, if you're a little nervous about, having conversations with people, perhaps it's about identifying those amazing resources that are available to you. So it's not actually about you recruiting someone. It's about you plugging people into the resources that are available. So the resources do a lot of the talking. And I think this is something, Celine, that is a really important difference between the model that I came out of, and I know you spent some time in too. And I mean, it's really where the very newest person has that ability to grow. So perhaps for you right now, if you're unsure of what's available, have a conversation with your upline, with a sideline buddy, and discover what resources in your team are available for you to be putting in front of people who have an interest in transforming their lives in 2019. And I know at a corporate level, we have some amazing resources available for you to plug into right now. So irrespective of whether your team has them or not, that's no longer a reason why, I can't do that because I don't have the resources, because we have a ton of amazing resources. And what I love about them is they're short, to the point, so that you can present those to people who are wanting to learn more. And I think that's just an important distinction to make. It's like, you're not the one responsible for somebody else's success. You're not the one responsible for knowing exactly what conversations to have. Let the tools do the talking. And that way you don't have to be fearful of, I don't know everything. You just need to know where the tools are. Plug them into the tools.
Exactly right.
Yeah, so that's what I'd be doing in the next 21 days. I'd be assessing and getting very familiar with what tools do I have at my fingertips to share with others so they can be front and center in terms of supporting people to learn more about what Juice Plus has on offer. Get really very, very clear on what those resources are. I'd be plugging people into three-way chats with your upline, with a sideline buddy, whoever you've decided you're going to partner with in terms of, sharing what Juice Plus has to offer. So again, it's a resource available to you so that you don't need to know everything. And that excites me so much, Celine. And I saw those amazing resources when I was in New Zealand. So there's just no reason why people can't do this now, unless there's a perhaps belief in self that needs to have a little look at. But at the end of the day, it's a willingness. If your desire to make a massive impact is stronger than your fear of being judged, ridiculed, embarrassed, whatever that story is, if your desire to make an impact and to help transform someone's life and to present this opportunity as a gift for people in this next 21 days, if that desire is stronger, then you are unstoppable. That's how I see it.
Absolutely. And the thing I know to be true is that there's that quote that I roll out many, many times, and I'll continue to roll it out because it's so true. Doubt will take you out of action, but action will take you out of doubt. And one of the things, I shared a little video on the weekend, and it was John Maxwell speaking at the GoPro, and it was absolutely fantastic. If you look at it, what he was talking about is, again, I think it's the focus on getting out there. And if you think about it, for those of you who are kind of thinking, I'm just not sure about how to have conversations, it's practice, practice, practice. It's consistency. Believe you me, I lost count of how many conversations I stuffed up, where I absolutely vomited on people, or I didn't use the tools. I thought that I had to have all of the answers instead of actually going, if I was to share a video with you, would you watch it? Watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like Lyndsey just said, we've got so many amazing resources. Make sure you are checking them out. But John talked about the fact that if you go out and say you want to chop down that tree, okay, so the first thing is check the tools that you have. It's no point in going out to try and chop down a tree with a baseball bat, okay? You're just going to be
I love that,
and it's not going to do anything. But if you've got the right tools, in other words, you've got the videos to share, you've got the three-way calls to be able to plug in, you've got the online or the live guest events to be able to invite people to, you've got the right tools, so you've got the right sharpened axe. And you go out to that tree today and you go bang, 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 bang. So he says 5. Just say you have to do those 5 activities, okay? Bang, 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 bang. Alrighty? So it's in there. And you go and you chop at that tree. And then tomorrow you get up and you go out to the same tree and you go bang, 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 bang. Okay? And you chop at that tree. Eventually, that tree will fall down. because you are focused on what it is you need to do. You've chosen, you know what the high paying activity is, which is the conversations and the invitation, okay, and you're doing it. What most people do though is they go out to that tree today and they go bang, 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 and then they go out to this tree tomorrow and they go bang, 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 and then they go to, oh, hang on, there's a tree over here.
Yeah.
Bang, 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 and oh my gosh, there's this one down here.
Oh, yeah.
And what's happening is nothing is falling over. Nothing is actually happening because we're going over here and then over there and over here. And all I could see in my head as that was happening was, oh my gosh, you know what? I'm going to try 3-way calls today. Oh, that didn't really work for me. Oh, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to try an event today. No, that didn't really work for me. And oh, I'm going to do an invitation. Don't know if that really works for me, kind of thing. And you know, Facebook's how it is. That's where we go. Oh, I'm going to Facebook today. Oh, no, Facebook doesn't work. Oh, maybe Instagram. That's the magic.
That's
I'm going
it.
to go to Instagram. Okay?
Yeah.
And we go here and we go there and we go, hello.
Everywhere. Yeah.
And we're wondering why nothing's working. Consistency. It's the whole compound. If you go to Richard's book, you'll read about the penny doubled. You know, you've seen it in many different books. It's in Darren Hardy's book, The Compound Effect, and all sorts of things. It is the truth. It stands the test of time. If you are prepared to do the work and you do it till you get an expert at it, okay, you will get the results. Don't think that you are going to be able to do it once and go, that didn't work. It's like when people used to say to me years ago, when we used to network the old way, well, networking doesn't work. I says, oh, so networking doesn't work, or you didn't work the network?
Yeah.
Which was it?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Over this next 21 days, now let's take out some of the public holidays and the holidays. You're probably taking 5 days out of there. Yeah. Okay, alrighty. Now, okay, you know what? This really comes back down to how you want to show up to wrap the bow around 18. Okay, I'm not saying to you, you've got to go to work for 21 days. The beautiful thing about this is that you're all volunteers. You all have your own business. So you get to choose. But just say, I'm just going to imagine for a second that you're someone who really, really wants to finish 2018 strong. Because you know what? You're sick of how life is at the moment. You're sick of the results that you've gotten so far. There might be a little bit of kind of, you know what? It's a little bit easier because I've forgotten where I came from. And you know what? There's a nice little bit dropping into the bank account, and that's okay. But really, when we look at it, you go, actually, that's not really going to deliver on my dreams. It's not going to deliver on the promises I made to myself when I signed my application. That's not really going to do it. So if you're prepared to actually really be honest with yourself about where is the pain point and what are you prepared to do, then you'll go to work for this next, say, for example, 15 to 20.
Yeah.
Do you know what? You'll go to work on it. Because work in our business is literally, you can get up, and we share this in New Zealand, you can get up and for 30 minutes in the morning, get all of your messages, all of your posts, all of your follow-ups out there. If that's all you had, if you only had that 30 minutes, you could actually do it. You could get out there and go, bang, 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 exactly where I need to be.
Yeah.
So,
do you know what's really interesting as you're talking about that, Celine? I'm recalling chatting with the team in NZ when for those who attended Simon Chan's Day, where they were together for a day. Now, they didn't get on phones and mobiles for that entire day. My recollection, I think, is they probably had something like 3 90-minute blocks over that period of time, because some of it was Simon kind of sharing some information, etc. There was a lunch break bar, but I think probably 3 90-minute blocks. And I remember chatting with some of the team saying that they had done more work, proactive work, and the type of work that is income producing, the type of activity that supports businesses to grow. I'm talking about that kind of work, not the get ready, tidying up your desk and refiling everything kind of work. I'm talking about the work that produces growth in the business. And the amount of the team who said, I've done more in this one day than I have in my business for the last 3 months, the last 6 months, because it was focused work. So even if you're the kind of person, as Celine said, that wants to finish strong, yet you're the kind of person who knows that one of your distraction strategies is when you're in a home environment, you kind of lose your focus a little bit, then give yourself the gift of working with someone from an accountability perspective over this next 21 days. So if you identify that you're really wanting to work your business for even an hour a day for the next 10 days, just for example, or maybe 2-hour blocks or whatever those pockets of time are that you have. Give yourself the gift of accountability, because in that environment with Simon Chan, what was very, very evident, and I've seen it happen many, many times before in similar environments, and I know you created those for your team, Celine, as I did for mine, that when you're working collaboratively and you have someone to kind of cheer you on and work beside, much more gets done. So don't rely on yourself doing it yourself from home on your own if you know that you have a tendency to get sidetracked. Like if you already know it, if you know that, own it. Reach out to someone and say, hey, I'm really wanting to finish strong in 2018. Let's buddy up. Let's partner up. Let's hold each other accountable to being an even grander version of ourselves over these next few days, so we can pay forward the gift that we have to offer. We can pay forward that opportunity for others whilst setting ourselves up to powerfully end the year and setting yourself up for 2019. Because when you know something about yourself and you know it to be true, it's kind of silly to not do anything with that which we've identified. And I know you, like me, Celine, is when we notice something about ourselves, we put it out into the spotlight and go, hey, here's what I know about myself, so let me do something to overcome that. Because I think that can sometimes be a bit of a stumbling block. We can become unintentionally unreliable, and you might even listen to this call, get off the call and go, yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this for the next 14 days. And then the kids call you for something, or a friend drops in for lunch, or do you know what I mean? And then all those good intentions don't necessarily follow through. So I reckon a bit of an accountability buddy might be fun too, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So you know what? You can take whatever you want out of this call today. It's going to be up to you as to how you choose to show up in your business over this next 21 days. That's really what it's going to do. But I'm going to put a little carrot out there for you as well. So it's the third month of 5-1. Okay, so well done. Huge congratulations to everybody who's been showing up and playing strong in that, for October, November, and now we've got December. This is the third month, okay? So a couple of things that we're going to do there. So it's the 5-1. This will be, and for those of you who haven't, or you're only new, you get to be able to show up for the 5-1 this month. We're, again, though, I'm going to really encourage you guys to go out there and have business conversations. Who is it that you could start with a minimum of at least one order this month? Okay, just imagine a minimum of at least one order this month for this new person. So when you actually do your 5-1, great, you will have ticked off the bonus. However, if you were to go out there and do a 3-2, so that's 3 new franchisees, 2 orders yourself, because I know you'll be working with those other teamies to get their orders to make sure they've got at least a minimum of 1 order each. So if you do a 3-2 instead, you will also count that for December. Okay, that will be
so exciting.
So it's about going out there and not stopping at 1. Okay, looking at how many business conversations can I have. The product will happen as a buyer. Honestly, it's going to happen anyway. You're going to have those product conversations if you're having business conversations. So just say you were to show up and do a 3-2 this month, okay? Just imagine what that will do. For you, you'll get your bonus. But second to that, you will definitely wrap a really nice bow around 2018, okay? And you will definitely start 2019 fresh, because you're going to have 3 beautiful teamies that you're going to be linking arms with to start strong in 2019 to get their DVF and SDVF ticked off. So you're going to start your year, finish your year, and start your year probably stronger than what you've ever done. So, yes, I'm going to really encourage you to make sure you're going to show up for how you want to for this little bow tying ceremony. And at the end of it,
I love that.
on New Year's Eve, you get to kind of look at it and go, That's all really nice. I'm very proud of how I've actually shown up for 2018, and I cannot wait to kickstart 2019. So, well, we have, yeah.
Have we?
We kept talking. Yeah.
Did we?
We've gone
Right.
way over our time, so we had a lot to say today. I'm going to encourage you to put hashtag replay in there, or a replay if you're watching this afterwards, and I'd love for you to share with us how you're going over the course of the month, how you're going the course of the week till we see you again for the live next week. Don't forget, for those of you who are in the groups for the calls, the SC, SSC, and the leadership call, make sure that you jump on them, and also the Success Academy. Well done to every one of you who's showing up in there.
Yeah.
I'm loving seeing the activity and what's going on. It's super, super exciting. So here's to an
Very
amazing
cool.
week ahead, Lyndsey.
I know, right? It's absolutely fabulous. I can't wait to see all of this unfold. I mean, it's exciting times, and thrilled to be part of the journey with you and with a fabulous team. So let's bring on the next 21 days. Yay!
Absolutely. Amen.
Love back to
All
you,
right.
Crystal.
Big hugs. Love you guys too. Bye.
Bye.